I'm Melinda Patillo. I'm an itinerant missionary and a retired seminary professor. About 5 years ago, I had to have heart surgery because I had an infection around the membrane that encloses the heart, and it began to fill so my heart couldn't pump. So they took me in for emergency surgery to drain the heart. And it takes quite a while to recover from this. It's minor, but the recovery process is long. And in the midst of it, they put me on steroids to control the pain. They diagnosed me with Parkinson's. So things were going downhill rapidly. Once we got off the steroids, 18 months later off the steroids and trying to move around, I was in such terrible condition I could not get up out of a chair on my own. I found out that at my age, I'm in my 70s when this happened, that if you're bedridden for a week, you lose like 70% of your muscle mass. And I was bedridden for almost a year. I mean, I couldn't even roll over in bed on my own. I mean, I was in bad shape. So after we got me to a point where the doc said, okay, you can start doing something about the physical recovery, my husband and I tried everything we could imagine. We started out walking slowly. 4 to 6 weeks later, I'd be sick. I'd have to go back to bed. So then we started on a weightlifting, around the house. Just some easy things. 4 to 6 weeks later, I'd be back in bed. Everything we tried just went bad. So we started looking at programs on the web because there are things out there by different weightlifters, how to get you up and going, how to get you started, but nothing for my age, nothing for in the hole. How to get out of the hole to get started, And my husband stumbled across a video of a man who had Parkinson's, who ended up in a Starting Strength gym, and he said, this works. So we looked you guys up, found this Starting Strength Katy, came down here. In 2 weeks, I was standing up out of a chair on my own, something I had not done in over 4 years. They asked, what has been your history? What has been your experience? And I told them, I said, 4 to 6 weeks, I get sick and crater. It's like I get the flu, I get numbed, I get a fever, I go back to bed. So they worked with me, and as we approached that 4 to 6 week time period, they started adjusting my program, backing off just a little bit. And every time I came in, how you're feeling, what you're experiencing, paying attention to me, paying attention to what my body was telling us. We went through that 4 to 6 week period. I didn't get sick. Nothing went wrong. And it's been a steady improvement since then. One of the things I had difficulty with is I started to lose my balance, my stability. And I found as I got stronger, I was able to counteract that instability by just activating my strength. And it has kept me from falling. I used to fall. I don't fall. But I got to thinking about it. I got a neurologist who takes care of the medicines, who takes care of the brain side of things, okay? But here on the walls, we have quotations about what the squat does, not only for you physically, but mentally. And that's the problem with Parkinson's. It's that brain-muscle connection, and doing the squats, doing the presses, doing the rack pulls, doing it the way you guys tell us to do it, with the precision that you require of us, activates that brain and enforces that brain muscle. I used to see my neurologist every 6 to 8 weeks to adjust my meds. After I'd been with you guys for about 2 months, I was with him, and he didn't say, see you in 6 to 8 weeks. He says, I'll see you in 6 months. So, I mean, he sees the difference. Weightlifting here is not just picking up weights. It's engaging the brain to do it right in the way. I haven't been hurt. I've had no injuries. And I have friends that try to do this with what we call personal trainers in pack rat gym, and they all have injuries. I've not been injured. You guys take such good care of us, such good care of us. We're doing what needs to be done.
Where do you think you'd be if you hadn't found Starting Strength?
In bed. In bed.